Hello everyone, this is Still Size 6. Thank you so much for joining me for another video. Now this video is going to be how I make the cayenne pepper mix that I made back when I did a video on cayenne pepper and sulfur and the growth that I had gotten from both of them. Now I'm not using either one of those mixes anymore, and the reason why is because I believe I had gotten out of the habit of using them, even though I did have quite a bit of success with the cayenne pepper. The sulfur, I had believed, and I stated in the video, that I had gotten some shedding. So I continued to use the sulfur, and then eventually I stopped using the sulfur mix, believing that that's where the shedding was coming from. Since then, I realize now that it was not the sulfur that was causing the shedding, and I actually have a video about what was causing my shedding. I'll leave the link up there. But anyway, I've gotten out of the habit of using both mixes, so I don't use either one. I'm only creating this today because of the overwhelming request that I had to make the cayenne pepper mix. There's a lot of YouTube videos on the cayenne pepper mix. I didn't look up the sulfur mix, but there's also a lot of articles on the cayenne pepper, and I was a little surprised when I was watching the YouTube videos because than what I did. So if you're watching any of those videos and you're comparing them to what I'm doing, then you're going to find that it is going to be slightly different. But this is where I got my success. So I'm not going to follow anybody else's rule. One of the things I did read when I was recently researching the cayenne pepper mix is that you're not supposed to expose it to light. It's just one article that said it. And it was, the irony of it was that when I made my mixture, I never exposed it to light. I never did. It was way in the back of my closet. When I used it on my hair, it wasn't like I was using it out on sunlight. It says that it said that if you use this mixture and expose it to light, that it would not be as effective. So I'm going to suggest that in this video. I have a bottle that is clear. In the article, they suggested that you use a dark bottle so that it would not be exposed to light. I don't have one. I was going to get some black construction paper and cover this bottle with it. It would have gotten messy with the oil and stuff, but I would have just used it that way. I don't have any black construction paper. 5 kids and no construction paper. So I'm simply going to use this bottle, and I'm going to put it in the back of my closet just as I did before when I was using the mixture a couple of years ago. And I would suggest that you either find a dark colored bottle or that you put the mixture somewhere where it is dark. Another thing is that people in the YouTube videos were not fermenting their mixture. They were just using it and applying it the next day. And the mixture that I made, I had sitting for probably about a month. In the YouTube videos were using it immediately, but they are getting results. So I'm not knocking anybody. I'm just going by what I read, what research I've done, and also what I use. I had it sitting for a month. This time I was reading where you have to let it sit for 10 to 14 days. My strong suggestion would therefore be to let this mixture sit for 10 to 14 days if you can. Okay, and again, the ladies in the YouTube videos were not doing that. They were using it immediately, and they're having effective results. So anyway, so let me get started. Enough rambling. So the first thing you're going to need is you're going to need oil of your choice. It could be coconut oil, extra virgin olive oil, Jamaican black castor oil, grapeseed oil. I used a mixture of oils when I made my mix. I believe I used probably 1 part coconut oil, 1 part extra virgin olive oil, and 1 part Jamaican black castor oil. Why? Just because. I know the Jamaican black castor oil does help with thickness. I know that's why I use that. Why did I use the other ones? Probably because I like the way coconut oil smells. I love coconut oil. And extra virgin olive oil is nice and light. So it was just a nice mixture between the 3 of them. You don't have to do that. You can use simply 1 oil. You're also going to, of course, need cayenne pepper. I have Whole Foods brand right here. It's $3.65. You can use any type of cayenne pepper that you want. This is not organic, and I don't believe that it matters. And you're going to need 2 other things. You're of course going to need a bottle or something, a container to put the mixture in after you finish making it. And you're going to need that is going to be a strainer. And this is optional because when I first started making the mix, another optional is onion powder. I started to use onion powder in the mixture that I was making. I found that the results were pretty much the same, but I felt good about adding onion powder because I know that onion powder contains a type of sulfur in it, and I figured that would increase my hair growth. But like I said, the results pretty much stayed the same for me. It's your choice. So for this mixture, I'm going to use extra virgin olive oil, and I'm simply going to use this for the whole mix. Now, I never mixed the cayenne pepper. I never measured the cayenne pepper, and I always measured the oil, but I never measured the cayenne pepper. I simply would take the cayenne pepper and just dump a whole lot of it in the oil. That's plain and simple. When I was doing some research, people were taking 1 to 2 teaspoons of cayenne pepper per 1 to 2 teaspoons of oil. So that's indication that it's half and half. I never did that. That's gotta burn like hell. Because I didn't measure, and this is just a guesstimate, I probably used about 4 teaspoons of cayenne pepper per 4 ounces of oil. So that's what I'm going to do now. I'm going to take these teaspoons and I'm going to add it to my oil mix. This is my oil, and I'm going to add 4 of these. About a year or two ago when I was making this mix, I probably would have told you to just put it in the microwave. But I'm not as microwave happy as I was back then. So I would suggest that you cook it on top of the stove. Minutes. Okay, and if you choose to microwave it, then you certainly can do that. A couple of minutes in the microwave, and then you want to let it cool off afterwards. So I'm going to go cook this on the stove. So for the purpose of this video, I'm not going to be straining it. I mean, it works the same way. It's just a little bit more particles when you don't strain it, but you can always strain it. It's very simple to strain it. You just move the mixture from one cup to another cup by straining it. You know, y'all know how to strain stuff. So I've got my mixture here. This is what it looks like. It's all cooled off and it's in the bottle. I'm going to move it to the back of my closet where it's really dark, and I'm just going to let it sit for 30 days. After the 30 days is up, I'll be adding it to my hair. Probably at the time I had a weave in, so I was probably using it probably about 3 times a week. I was adding the mixture to my hair. I'm not sure if I'm going to be going back to the weave, but in a month when I decide to use the mixture, I'll probably just add it to my regular hair and massage it into my scalp. And a lot of people wash it out. Somebody did tell me that I needed to wash the sulfur out. I never washed the cayenne pepper out, which is part of the reason why I believe that my results were really good, because I had that weave in, so I couldn't get to my scalp to wash it out. That's the reason why. I probably would use it in conditioner also. You can take this and you can add it to your deep conditioner and let it sit on your hair for about an hour or 2, or however it is you deep condition, and just wash it out. Please don't use this if you are allergic to cayenne pepper, obviously. I just want to say that. And also, please be very careful, because you might not think that you have cayenne pepper on your hands, and you go to touch your eye or something, and you can have a lot of problems. So please wash your hands with soap and water thoroughly. And I know that this may seem like common sense, but trust me, it's not. Some people have a lot of problems when they make this mix and they don't wash their hands. So that's going to be it. That's going to wrap up this video. As always, questions and comments, you already know, leave them below. Thank you so much, everyone, for watching. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. It's totally free. And everyone, have a wonderfully blessed evening.